on to the rare routine wins this game week. I would now invite my friend Supreet to talk us through how Arsenal won at the Emirates against Sheffield United. Hi, Supreet.
Hey man, hi.
So Arsenal seemed to be strolling to a comfortable win following those two quick fire goals from Bukayo Saka and Nico Pepe. But as usual is the case, they had a real scare once McGoldrick pulled the goal back, and then Arsenal sort of just about crawled over the finishing line once again. What are your thoughts on the game and Arsenal's overall performance?
Yeah, to start off with, I'm actually pleased with 3 points, given I mean just listening to Obro and Sushant Rant, and before I get started talking about how we won against Sheffield, and I'd just like to say the last time I felt what Sushant is feeling right now is probably 2011 when we just hammered at Old Trafford 8-2. Fabregas had left. I think Nasri had already left by then, and our team was just full of injuries, and we just lost the plot at Old Trafford. That was a disastrous event.
Indeed.
Uh,
Karthik, Supreet, if I were to come in here, I think in the transfer market we matched you guys. You guys had like five signings in the last 24 hours. We matched you with four. So
yeah, and out of those five signings, I think Arteta and Mertesacker came good.
yeah,
Benayoun was okay. Andre Santos was a flop, and Park Chu-young, I don't even know where he is right now. And I think United have signed Cavani, they've signed Telles,
yeah.
they've
I
signed a
think
couple of
one of them is going to become a manager 10 years down the line. So
So yeah, I mean, it just brought back memories of those dark days when it seemed like the club was going to end or something. I don't know. Anyways, coming to the weekend, honestly, very pleased with 2-1 win. I think we just needed to get 3 points in the bag. I would have taken a boring 1-0 any day, given how results of how crazy results have been all over the Premier League this season. Um, Regarding the game itself, I think Arteta probably got it wrong tactically. I'm not too sure why there are so many tactical changes happening, and why we are making just clunkering around with the formation with the squad when things are going well. We've been playing 3-5-2 all season, or converted to 5-3-2, but against Sheffield United, we actually shifted to 4-4-2, which was very surprising. El Neni played as a right back for most of the first half. Bellerin played a little central right midfield role, which was strange, and alongside Ceballos. Saka was on the left, just behind Aubameyang, drifting again towards central. And Willian had a very flat game overall. And I was also surprised not to see Lacazette in the starting lineup, given he scored 3 goals in 3 matches. And we started with Nketiah, who's not probably the best in terms of leading the line. So yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
my only problem here is why change when something's working really well. We really didn't need to shift to a defensive looking formation against probably a completely out of form team. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think that's where we kind of should have just stuck to the winning formula, at least the non-Liverpool winning formula, and just gotten maybe 2 or 3 goals and a clean sheet. But yeah, what's happened has happened. I'm overall I'm quite pleased with 3 points.
Right. It's interesting that you mention the defensive tactical approach from Arteta, right? Because while the results lately have certainly been impressive, of course, you've won the FA Cup and the Community Shield, and you've made a positive start to the season. Arteta is sort of building a reputation for taking a pragmatic approach in games, right? So is that purely down to a lack of right personnel, or do you think he's more of a Mourinho than a Guardiola?
The second question is he more a Mourinho than a Guardiola? It's too early to say. I would like to think he's more of a Guardiola. He likes to see his teams play attacking football, but Arsenal really don't have the right personnel at this point in time to just go play swashbuckling football like City do.
Right.
Um, I think the reason why we've taken a pragmatic approach is because Arteta believes right now we need to focus on getting the 3 points rather than playing entertaining football, and I'm okay with that as long as we get the 3 points in these games, even by playing boring football. In fact, the first 60 minutes of the game till about Pepe came on were really it was really drab. I didn't see any sort of creativity. I think our first shot on target came after like 28 minutes, and that was also like a very limp header from Nketiah. Also, when I say pragmatic approach, I mean, like I said, I don't understand why there was a change in formation. Why you would want to shift to a 4-4-2. We played Tierney and Elneny at fullback positions in the first half, which
Hmm.
looked kind of odd. They really didn't look comfortable
Right.
where they were playing. And Saka and Bellerin had to drift in and add in extra men for Ceballos, who really cannot operate as a single midfielder again. So Aubameyang did not have his best game. I think he was stifled pretty well by Sheffield United, and who probably deserved a red card. I think it was Sandberg who made a crazy lunge at him, got away with the yellow. But yeah, I think right now we are employing a pragmatic approach because we really don't have the personnel to play free flowing football. I think I mentioned in my previous podcast what we really need is an attacking midfielder, a really creative attacking midfielder. We didn't get
Right.
that on the last day. We in fact got Thomas Partey for 45 million, who is more defensive minded.
Hmm.
I'm actually happy with that signing, but I think what we needed was a creative outlet. Given
Right.
that Ozil has already been frozen out, and Guendouzi is left on loan for Hertha Berlin, our only attacking midfielder right now is Ceballos and Willian if Arteta wants to play him in a more central role as the season progresses. Uh,
Hmm.
Again, like I mentioned in my previous podcast, right? Willian has been flat since the first um, match against Fulham, and you
You're
would be
welcome for that.
probably, yeah, you would probably be smiling ear to ear about it, right? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Like I mean, Chelsea fans did say he just performs like 6 or 7 games a season. Um, yeah, maybe that's true. In any case, I don't think he's the solution for our attacking creativity problems.
Right.
What we'll probably have to do is have Lacazette drop in as the number 10, as to allow Aubameyang and probably Pepe into play. That's probably something that we'll have to test out, or probably have Ceballos play in a more attacking role, given that now we have Partey. And yeah, and just introduce Pepe to give to change games, because when Pepe came on, he bought that he has that spark about him. He has that that semblance of uncertainty. You really don't know
Right.
what he's going to come up with next. So, and I think that just worked in our favor. He came on, played a big role in the first goal, and a beautiful finish for the second. And I think that kind of sealed the game for us.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting, Supreet. Now, obviously, the results have been positive on the pitch. There's an aura of positivity around the club, at least on the pitch. But Gunners find themselves in a bit of a controversy. With news breaking yesterday that the beloved mascot Gunnosaurus is made redundant due to COVID. How do you think is the decision from the club justified in the wake of that you sack Gunnar Soros in the morning and then spend 45 million pounds on Thomas Partey in the evening? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think the two are connected. I don't think sacking Gunnosaurus or the mascot actually helped fund 45 million pound transfer.
Right.
If you ask me ethically, is it correct? At one end you're paying fat salaries to players, and on the other hand you're laying off people who are doing a day-to-day job. It's not. I think the players did take a pay cut, and in spite of that, we had to lay off 55 jobs. Now it's 56 jobs with uh, Joy, with Jerry being sacked, rather, right? Um,
Right.
it's actually sad to see. This is not, I mean, rather, these are not the values that Arsenal stand for. Honestly, as a fan, I'm disappointed to see someone who served the club for 27 years being asked to leave. Um, from what the club is saying, is at least what the sources are saying, is that this is just a temporary thing. His job will be reinstated once fans are allowed back into the ground, and I hope that is true. And I just see that a while back, Mesut Ozil has tweeted saying that he will reimburse Jerry's
Right.
salary, and this is kind of turning it out to be into like a PR nightmare for the club. Basically a club, player that is being frozen out is offering publicly to pay off the wages of a employee that's been laid off. That really doesn't look good.
Indeed.
Uh, so yeah, I mean, I'm a bit concerned as an Arsenal fan as to some of the inner workings of what's happening between the probably the club's highest earning player and all of these redundancies that have happened. Something's not right. Something just doesn't add up, and that's been the case for a few years now, especially with our transfer dealings and the Cronkies and how we've handled the last few years of Wenger's era and the signing of us actually going for Unai Emery and all of that, right? So I mean, I think this is just one that goes under the long list of um, you know doubtful things about Arsenal. So as a fan, I'm really disappointed. I hope this is temporary. Let's hope that this is sorted out quickly.
Yeah, and you bring a very interesting point on that note, Supreet. Do you think these all laying off of resources and Gunnosaurus, of course. I mean, I'm not saying that he held the entire control over everything over the club, but do you think this would have happened if Arsene Wenger was still in charge?
Honestly, I don't think it would have made any sort of difference. I don't think this is a decision that the manager took. This seems to be a decision from the management. As unfortunate as it is, I don't really think an Arsene Wenger being there would have made any difference to the situation. Yeah.
Right, right. Thank you for that. Thank you, Supreet. It was fun as usual talking to you about Arsenal.